Michael. Hey, Michael, Yogi, I'll try to be here for you, buddy. But I have to do some errands today as well. Shouldn't be as long as they took to do yesterday, though. Well, if you can't make it, I'll be back later today. Small Face is here. Hey, Small Face, excellent work today. Did you guys get a chance to see Small Face and Jace going at it? The amazing Amanda is here. Hey, Amanda, how are the kittens? I heard you name a kitten Skits. And Selma's here. Selma says hi. Hey, Selma. It's nice to see you. All right. Let me dive in here, bring it up to desktop. So the interesting news, the good news, more or less, is for some reason my camera's working. I mentioned before that it was not working. Let's see, Austin's here. Hey, Austin. And Riley's here. Hey, Riley. Nice to see you. Yesterday, I was filming 2 owls. Well, as I was walking, one owl flew directly in front of me, landed on a tree limb. Actually, did a hoot. Not actually a hoot, but something. Hey, Dale. And it's good to see you again. Good to see you too. I heard the hoot and the owl flew in front of me and landed on a branch. So I started filming him. Another owl flew at a branch just further ahead. So I approached it and went to film it, and my camera just stopped. Don't know why. And it wouldn't turn back on. All day it wouldn't turn back on. So I gave up hope. I called. I have warranty on it. They're going to honor it. I just got to send it back. They send me the electronic card, and I get to order another one. However, this morning, for whatever reason, I decided to press the button again after literally 1,000 times, and a little glimmer of power flashed on, just enough, and I immediately plugged it in, and it's been recharging, and it seems to. And I tried to recharge it all yesterday. Who knows? Anyway, hey Jane, the Jamie Lens is here. Hope everyone is well. Hope you're well too, my friend. How are you? So anyway, the camera appears to be working, but I got the UPS guy showing up Monday to take it away so I can get a new one. Do I keep this one and go a couple of days without a camera, or do I keep this one, or do I send it back? Is the question. What do you guys think? Sniper says, "Greetings, beautiful souls from across the pond, but under the same skies. Happy Saturday to all. Happy Saturday to you, Sniper. How's the back feeling?" Let's see. Also says hi to Squirrel, and Jane says hi to Squirrel as well. What's new, Jane? How is the van going? Let's see, you guys. So was yesterday? Was the day before? I don't remember. We were reading some poetry that you guys helped picked out. One of my favorite things to do. So if anyone has a poem that is particularly particular favorite poem that has meaning, significance to them, or a particular spiritual poem or a spiritual passage. I know Brian shared some this morning from Nisargadatta Maharaj, an all-time favorite teacher, him and Ramana Maharshi. Jamie that says van is off-road at the moment. Rear suspension is gone. I'm sorry to hear that. Except to say, as I made it though, a hard draft of a day. Leading cherry trees. Cherry trees are hardwood too, aren't they? If I'm not mistaken. Gil says had a squirrel, and if tomorrow starts without me as a, if tomorrow starts without me as a nice film, but I don't know who is it by. Let's see if we can find it. David M. Romano. It's often read at funerals. Seeing if I can find a online version. Nope. Not yet. King says that's correct. Supposedly, this is the saddest poem ever. If tomorrow starts without me, when tomorrow starts without me, and I'm here to see, if the sun should rise and find your eyes and filled with tears for me, I wish so much you wouldn't cry the way you did today, while thinking of many things we didn't get to say. I know how much you love me as much as I love you, and each time that you think of me, I know you'll miss me too. But when tomorrow starts without me, please try to understand that an angel came and called my name, took me by the hand, and said my place was ready in heaven far above, and that I'd have to leave behind all those I dearly loved. But as I turned to walk away, as a tear fell from my eye, for all my life I'd always thought I didn't want to die. I had so much to live for, so much left yet to do. It seemed almost impossible that I was leaving you. I thought of all the yesterdays, the good ones and the bad. I thought of all the love we shared and the fun we had. If I could relive yesterday, just even for a little while, I'd say goodbye and kiss you and maybe see you smile. But then I fully realized that that could never be, for emptiness and memories would take the place of me. When I thought of worldly things that might come tomorrow, I thought of you, and when I did, my heart was filled with sorrow. But when I walked through heaven's gates, I felt so much at home when God looked down and smiled at me from his great golden throne. He said, "This is eternity, and all I promised you. Today your life on earth is past, but here life starts anew. I promise no tomorrow, but today will always last. And since she stays the same way, there's no longing for the past. You have been so faithful, so trusting, and so true. Though there were times you did some things you knew you shouldn't do. But you have been forgiven, and now at least you're free. So won't you come and take my hand and share my life with me? So when tomorrow starts without me, don't think we're far apart. For every time you think of me, I'm right there in your heart." Pretty. Very pretty. I never heard or read that before. Hey Dan. Dan, how are you feeling? Um, you recovered? I saw everyone was putting in some big work today. Jace was working with everyone. Did a session with Small Face. Did a session with
Yeah,
Point.
great, 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 man.
Sorry, my friend. That was my friend David Plath, who has a. Hey, Dill, I think you might like him. He has a YouTube channel called The Institute for Advanced Astonishment, and I'm watching a video of him interviewing David Hoffmeister, who is a prominent student of A Course in Miracles, teacher of A Course in Miracles. Dale says, "Thanks, brother. You read it great." Thanks. Not my normal type of poem to read, so I felt like I might have been a little off. So I appreciate you saying that. Poor man says not recovered, not even not even close. Wow. Maybe some rucking today? Hey Robbie, how are you? Everyone here subscribe to Robbie? Robbie is another one in the fitness community, guys. Think you would enjoy his stuff. Bill says, very nice poem, sad one to most people, probably, but for me, I enjoy it in a weird way. You can understand that. I mean, it does offer comfort. Dan says, probably looking at another 3 to 4 day rehab. Wow. Robbie says, we're getting ready to leave to Archbold, Ohio, 4 hours from Youngstown. I never heard of Archbold before. I had a friend who was from Youngstown. My wife slash ex-wife slash person, she's from Dayton, Ohio. She says, greetings from the pub, out for food. Oh yeah, you got to recharge. 2 big sessions so far today. What's next, Jace? Robbie says, thank God. So I take it, thank God that you're going to Archbold, or thank God that you're leaving Youngstown. They'll say Jace, enjoy it. Foreman says, yeah, I might try to go for a walk. No, recommend. It's hard just sitting on a toilet. I've been there before. I think one of the sorest my legs have ever been. I've been really sore after ultra races. Man, I was pretty sore after my first 100. I did manage to run the next day, which was actually the same day, as it took me over 24 hours to finish the race. Whenever I did high rep sets of squats, I remember doing some CrossFit workouts where we did. This was back in the early days of CrossFit, when everything wasn't done for time and form was focused on doing medicine ball cleans without even a really heavy medicine ball. Something about that dynamic action, getting all the way butt to the ground, left me sore for days. Phil says, yes, a lot of comfort in it. There's a film I believe you will enjoy by John Clare called I Am. See if we can find it. Woman says, basically ran a marathon with my arms in my bedroom. Yeah. 5 pumps and you did a 5 squat chaser, right? So John Clare, I Am. Let's see if I can find it. Came right up. Hey, Dill, are you a fan of Rumi? I love the Sufi poets. This is I Am by John Clare. I am, yet what I am, who cares or knows? My friends forsake me like a memory lost. I am the self-consumer of my woes. They rise and vanish, an oblivious host, shadows of life whose very soul is lost. And yet I live, though I am tossed into the nothingness of scorn and noise, into the living sea of waking dreams, when there is neither sense of life nor joys. but the shipwrecks of my own esteem, and all that's dear, even those I love the best, are strange. Nay, they are stranger than me, stranger than the rest. Sorry. I long for scenes where man has never trod, for scenes where women never smiled or wept, there to abide with Creator my God, and sleep as I in childhood sweetly slept. I'm sorry, I'm messing this one up. Full of high thoughts, unborn, so let me lie, the grass below, above the vaulted sky. Pretty. 1865. I like that. I did a rather poor job reading that. I apologize. Jay says, hi, Dale, will do. Jay says, hey to Dan. Salutes to Dan. Says hi to Robbie. Tempest says, greetings, Jace, from the petrol station. Jason's waving at squirrel. Foreman says, yes, sir. Hey, Sweating and Smiling together. How are you? We got all the fitness luminaries here today. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate you stopping by. See, Robbie says, all country, more exercise there as well. Nice.
Cheers.
Cheers. You earned it.
It's ran. Big massive tub. Rugby on for the border. I'm just waiting for a big load of food to turn up. Leo, how are you?
Looks good.
Oh, nice to relax on Saturday.
Having a hard time hearing.
Yes, it's very noisy here. I won't stay for too
That's
long.
right.
But obviously, just popped in to say
Appreciate
hello.
it.
Much love. And, namaste. Hopefully, I'll call you back when the food comes.
Okay.
In fact, I'll send you the little video. The video is probably better. We can show the video.
Always enjoy
Yeah.
the food videos.
Start of a new month, start of new purpose, start of new drive. Let's be focused, let's be positive, and let's go forwards together.
You got it, my friend. Thank you. Namaste, my friend. That is our friend Jace. Enjoying a well-earned little break. He already did 2 sessions today. I think he's got 2 more, he said. Bill says, haven't read much of Rumi. I will look into it. I'll read a couple, Rumi. Hey, Leo. Leo says, much love to the goat. Wishing you a great day, brother. Thank you, Leo. How are you? How you feeling? February is over and you guys survived. Guys, they did an entire month of January, 31 days of burpees, various kind of burpees with 40-pound vest. Amazing. And then Dan, he came in for the big finish. 500. 5 pump burpees, 40-pound vest. Let's see. Dill says you have a good voice for reading, brother. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. I got it. In order to do it justice, I need to know it. Sempre says Eric's like, what's a petrol station? It's your gas, but the liquid petroleum form. Gotcha. I sort of knew it a little bit. She says, your brother, poor man says, yeah, man, it sucks watching that kind of struggle. It's not fun to watch. Right, yep. Leo says, much love, Papa Jace. Sweat and Smiling says, Leo did also 500. Yeah, he did. Leo says, a lot of pain and discomfort, but I will adjust and get some decent work in. Yep. One of the things that I know about Leo is he certainly does adjust. Over this past year, I've seen I've seen him face what a lot of other people would have just walked away from. They would have said, I'm going to take a couple days, I'm going to take a week, I'm going to take a month. Leo just found other ways around it. And he never complained, never, this sucks. He just said, hey, you get to working. Dragon Fruit Man says, I went to the gym today. What'd you do in the gym? Yeah, Rumi by far is in my top 3 favorite poems. I read his poem, The Guest House, probably every couple of weeks here. Let's see. I'll read The Guest House in just a minute. Let me catch up with the chat. Smallface says, hello. Hey, Smallface. Excellent work with Jace. You're looking good, man. Excellent form. Just spot on. Everything you do. Dan says, think that dumbbell work. We'll get those shoulders bulletproof. And I'm going to get one today, Dan. Nice. Dragon Fruit Man says, I lift 140 pounds. What lift? Dan says, super easy, too little time, maintenance. Jace says, Smallface brother. Smallface says, finally in here. I appreciate you being here, Smallface. Smallface says, thanks a lot, Eric. Absolutely. Poor Man says, to Leo, also, man, maybe we can do a live. We can go through it super easy. Leo says, much love to all. Gonna get ready for some work. Be on the lookout for you, Leo. Dragon Fruit Man says it was a barbell workout. Nice. So this is The Guest House by Rumi. This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be cleaning you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them all at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. I love that particular line. He may be cleaning you out for some new delight. We just don't know. Hey, Chris. Mama Chris is here, Nature's Dog Realms. How are you? Smallface says, Nature. Dragon Fruit Man says, well, I might have to get that book. Coleman Barks. Let me write that down. He is probably the premier translator of Rumi. Go read some more Rumi. Let's see. Chris is saying hi to everyone. Nature, or Jace Waves Nature. Poor Man says, nice sunny out today, Yogi. I should get out and walk at least. Yeah, definitely get out and walk. That'll help loosen you up, burn some calories. Good for the mind, good for the spirit. Yeah, we're getting up in the 40s today. Yesterday was almost 60. Chris says, hi, Jason. Smallface. Joe says, he urges one not to suppress an emotion, and it makes sense to me if one had a choice, that is. Well, there is the apparent choice. And when we have an apparent choice, make the best one. Chris says, hi, how are you, Eric? I'm doing pretty good, Chris. I appreciate you coming in. I caught the tail end of your live stream, and beautiful, beautiful scenery. One second. We're going to read some more Rumi. Just a second. Thank you, my friend. We got a little gift from Jace. That starts off the month, guys. Specs says, hi, everyone. I'm lurking here. Hey, Specs. Nice to have all you guys here. And another. Thank you so much. First day of February, as Jace was saying, new month. Charging ahead. Dale says, one of my favorite authors is Schopenhauer, and I hate to bore you, but he believes one is closer to enlightenment if you like or realization when they are feeling the opposition of happiness, he said. Feeling the opposite of happiness, and they come in threes. They certainly do. Thank you so much, Jace. Awesome gift from Jace. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. It's an awesome way to start the month. Spec says, Nature Dog Realm, this is so cool. I love all. My friends are friends. How are you guys? Small faces laughing. We get some love from Nature's Dog Realms. Small face says Specs. Big thumbs up. Specs says, hi, everyone. My eyes are a bit blurry, but sure there's a lot of cool people here. I see you, Jace, small face. Dan is here. Poor Man's Jim. Our friend King Dill Clark is here, as well as Dragon Fruit Man, aka Banana Man, aka Riley. It's a lot of AKAs. Dill says he believed one should forget all about their self. He believed one should practice celibacy, fast occasionally, and be aware of the transitoriness of everything. I agree with the last one. But Dill says sadness is positive in a sense. It's felt intensely, and happiness is negative because it's fleeting and insists upon natural emotion, is sadness or indifference. See, the Course takes the opposite approach, that happiness is synonymous with love, and love is what we are. Love is reality. So anything that is not of love, anything that we experience that seems the opposite of love, is part of the illusion. For me, a while back, although I love reading different philosophers, and obviously I love yogic psychology, Buddhist psychology, as well as philosophy. At a certain point, it comes down to, can I be kind? Bottom line. For me, I got tired of philosophy. I got tired of thinking there was something I had to do. I still go into the workbook of A Course in Miracles. I still do the practice. It acts more of a reminder. And every time I go through it, the text or the workbook, I am brought a little deeper into that sense of realization. But it's not complicated. You know, as Huxley said at the end of his life, when he was asked, he wrote the book Perennial Philosophy, and he studied all these great traditions, and he said, he was asked, so what is the conclusion now? After 45 years of studying, what is your conclusion? And he said, I'm a little embarrassed to admit that of all these great spiritual traditions, it all comes down is, can we be a little kinder to each other? Or as Ram Dass said, we're all just walking each other home. If you guys want a spiritual practice, walk your neighbor, walk your friend, walk a stranger home. And by home, that means to the heart of love. Just take them metaphorically by the hand and walk them towards love. And you'll have an opportunity. You'll have an opportunity today. If you do a live stream, chances are someone might come into your live stream requesting to be walked home. However, that request is going to look like an attack. So the amazing thing for me was no single philosophy ever improved my life. However, the practice of meditation vastly changed my life. Breath work vastly changed my life. And simply practicing forgiveness drastically changed my life. Spec says, oops. Chris says, great today. Did some of the workout while watching Jason Small Face today. Loved it. Nice. I know Jason loves hearing that. Specs says, I saw that too. These guys have inspired me. I'm going to start my new workout routine soon. Nice, Specs. And Small Face says, nature, that's amazing. Give Specs all the thumbs up and all the love and all the Small Face. Jason gives nature a salute. Spec says, I also saw you really cool gift to Miss Kelly. Daisy May, Nature's Own Ground. So cool. Spec says, you're a wonderful yogi. Well, thank you, Specs. Kind words. Much appreciated. Jace will be right back. Chris says, thank you, Specs Appeal. I bet you that little thing you heard, I'm going to bet it's Jace. And I'm going to bet that it is a big pile of food. The big reveal, guys. This is from Jace. I'm a bit surprised. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm a bit surprised because if you look carefully, there still is a small edge of plate still showing where more food could fit on it. Not much, but a little bit. Let's see. Fixes. Sometimes they walk Miss Betty home from my house one time in a live stream. Cool. Dale says, very much enjoy your words. I can tell you have a heart of gold, and I appreciate the wisdom that you offer. I have the exact same heart that you have, Dale. The exact same heart that Specs and Chris and Jace, Dan, everyone here, the exact same heart. I've been fortunate that it's been broken, if that makes sense. Because it was in the brokenness, for some reason, it didn't come back together the right way, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does or not. I find myself keep saying, does that make sense? The very brokenness, and for whatever reason, it not coming back together, provided a spaciousness in which to hold life. It didn't have to be put back together. It was okay. It's like Leonard Cohen says, everything has a crack in it because that's how the light gets in. For whatever reason, with the death of my mom, my divorce, and then most recently the death of my father, there was an inner guidance that said, just sit with it. Be okay without being okay. Don't try to fix it. Don't try to change it. Just sit with it. And it was like this great emptiness, and all of life came rushing in. As I mentioned before, losing the role of a caregiver was, in a different way, as devastating as losing my father. So, what am I supposed to do now? I had to shut down my business during COVID because I was caring for my father. Even a cold, catching the flu, bringing it to my dad would have been devastating. He was suffering from congestive heart failure. Um, I lost my car because I couldn't afford to emissions. It wouldn't pass emissions, and the work it needed was worth more than my car. Anyway, not to. Um, we all have our country song. We all have our sad story to tell. Chris says, "I hear that." King Clark says, "Sounds cringe maybe to you, but I would take your word over others, brothers, because you've had the experience. Tough times build tough people, but maybe tougher people with softer hearts." I love that. Tougher people with softer hearts. Small Face says, "How have you improved when your heart's broken, Eric?" Answer that in 1 second. Chris says, "Losing my brother was tough, yet it gave me much more, if you understand." I do understand. Small Face says, "Cring, not cringe." Well, thank you. Uh, Dale, I appreciate that. So, how did my life improve? This was the question that I asked. What is a caregiver supposed to do? I talked about this with Squirrel Sniper before, and uh, he immediately got where I was going with it. What do you do when you're a caregiver and the person that you care most about, the person that you've devoted uh, the last several years, and then critically the last several months? What do you do when they're no longer with you? A lot of people said, "You know what? Get a job in caregiving industry." Couldn't do it. It's a devastating position to be in, and I was more than happy to do it for both my mother, for my father. Um, I could not do that again, you know, if I had to. But what came to me was what a caregiver does when they no longer have that person is they continue to be a caregiver. But now, because of that broken heart, there was room to care for everyone, room to care for everyone. And that's all I've been trying to do. It's why when I became a certified meditation teacher, when I became a um, breathwork coach, I don't really charge people. I always tell people that I will teach you meditation, I will teach you breathwork, um, I'll teach you the psychology and philosophy of yoga to the extent that I'm capable of. Um, I teach my friends and family for free. If you're here, if you've ever left a smile face, if you ever left a heart emoji or a thumbs up, if you've ever said hi, you are both friend and family, and I'll teach you for free if you find it helpful. At the same time, um, YouTube is a great place to provide a loving space. And I find that from Chris, Nature's Dog Realm. I find that from Specs. I find that from Toy Pups. I find that from Daisy May. Just a quiet place where you sit with a friend doing whatever. And everyone does it a little different. Yesterday, it was hanging out with Specs in her kitchen for a while. Sometimes it's doing scratch off or playing chess with Nature's Dog Realms. Sometimes it is coloring and doing stickers with um, Toy Pups, or sitting on the uh, front porch or deck. I don't know where Daisy is, but right out in front of her house, looking at the bay. Sometimes it's watching Jace work out with friends, or watching Dan, Leo put in a monster session. You guys, in my opinion, are the best of YouTube. Simply for what you're doing. You guys, in my opinion, are the best of YouTube. Sorry, guys, that was me. I read comments off of my desktop as I um, broadcast. Is that the right word? From my phone, because that way I can see the screen. So, Smallface, did that answer your question? The brokenness of the heart, if you sit with it, if you don't rush it, if you don't try to make it something different, provides a space of absolute love for everything and everyone. Tenderness. Can you live your life with a tenderness that only hurt can bring? Smallface says, nature can't relate, but it's great they gave you something in return. Hey, Natural Life, how are you? Turns up. I appreciate you being here. Chris says, yes, Smile, he meant so much to me. Yet life took us in different directions, even though we did our best to see each other. I feel his presence more now on a spiritual level. That's what the Vietnamese Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh said when he lost his mom, that purely from a scientific point of view, every single particle, every molecule, every atom that made up my father, that made up your brother, that made up my mom, are still in existence and now make up something else. You can see your brother, you can see my father, we can see our loved ones now everywhere. He said that he smiled at the thought that his mother was now the presence of a blooming flower in springtime or a falling leaf in autumn. Let's see. Hey, Sweating and Smiling, how are you? Smallface says, Nature Dog, you must really miss him. Smallface says, it's okay, Eric. Chris says, his laughter and his voice and our deep talks, yes, Smile, you gotta know he's with me. Smallface says, Nature, that's some deep stuff. And she says, exactly. Dragon Fruit is back. Welcome back, Dragon Fruit. It's a, if we really take every single spiritual tradition at heart, we see death is really, let me see if I can bring this up for movie. As we were reading some Mumi earlier. The poets sum it up always nicely. This is Rumi. I died as a mineral and became a plant. I died as plant and became animal. I died as animal and I was human. Why should I fear? When was I less by dying? Yet once more I shall die to soar with angels blessed. But even from angelhood, I must pass on all except God. I must pass on all, sorry guys, all except God perishes. Only when I have given up my angel soul shall I become what no mind has ever conceived. Oh, let me not exist, for non-existence proclaims in organ's tones. To God we shall return. Everything returns to God. What an amazing thought. Everything returns to God. And here's the thing, it doesn't have to be a thought. Become a living presence. The great sage Ramana Maharshi, when he was 16, was so afraid of death after his beloved uncle died. He didn't miss much dragon fruit, just talking, that he laid down and imagined death. What would it be like to die? And he imagined it so keenly that he literally felt every particle of his body start to leave. He didn't fight it, and he accepted it, and he accepted it, and he accepted it, until he felt he was no more, except something remained. Pure awareness, absolute love. Awareness and love are synonymous. Let's see. Head Dicky, hi, with a lot of laughing emojis. Hamida, welcome, my friend. Thank you, Martine. Thank you so much, my friend. We got a little gift from our good friend Food from Afar. Have you guys hung out in the kitchen with Martine before? Pure awareness being synonymous with love. There was never a point when you weren't aware. When you came into the world, the very instant before you even left your mother's womb, you were aware. When you were brought out into the world, you were aware. You didn't have concepts, but you were aware of being aware. We didn't have words. We didn't have distinctions. We didn't know who this person was or what a person was, but we were aware. When you were 6 years old, you were still aware, but now you had some concepts. When you were 16, you had even more concepts, but that same awareness existed. Where did that awareness come from? And then they said, what did your face look like before you were born? Or what did your face look like before your grandparents were born? Thank you, Chris. We type a little message. You guys are very kind. I mentioned before, I eat things I have a very simple diet. A bag of lentils will feed me for a bag of lentils, a bag of rice will feed me for some oatmeal. Literally feed me for a month, several months sometimes. You guys just bought me lentils and rice. Food on the table. Hard to, I think Food from Afar might agree with this. Food really is love. And if you watch how Martine, Food from Afar, in the kitchen, she is literally loving. And another from Jace. Thank you so much. Literally getting misty eyed. The conversation and the gifts, overwhelming. So if we think, what did our face look like before we were born? And we can flip that around. What will our face look like when we're no longer here? Why would we think if we came into the world aware that we will leave the world any less aware? And Rupa Sherpa, great teacher. His saying is aware of being aware. That's what enlightenment is. Simply being aware that we are aware. You can do that right now. You can awaken, you can be enlightened right now because you are already awakened and you're already enlightened. Let's go back to Rumi. Do you guys, anyone else have a favorite Rumi poem? Hey Chris, did you hear me? Were you here when I read The Guest House by Rumi? I'll read that again. Um, 1 second though. I'm going to read that again. I read it with our friend Dale in mind. I think you'll appreciate this, Chris. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meeting them all at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. I might read that poem more than any other. That and the Galway Kennel, St. Francis in the Sow. This is, here's an amazing poem. Chris says, no, a nice, this is Rumi crying out from the depth of pain. But even here, you see that in the depth of pain, there's something more, there's something greater. Pain is a revelation if we allow it to be. The problem is that not a problem, what we do. We shy away from pain, or when we're experiencing pain, we do everything we can, and I'm talking here emotional pain, to escape it, to push it aside. No, no, no. I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. Don't let me suffer. And who can blame? Anyone. I do not wish suffering upon anyone. However, we've reached the greatest depth of love going through that suffering. We get to the other side. Natural Life says, game over. How are you, my friend? Ride through the pain. Exactly. Ride through the pain. What's on the other shore? So here's Rumi in the depth of his pain. It is healthy to feel it. It's healthy to feel it by virtue of it existing. anything that who was it? Dill might know this. Was it Pascal? He said that nothing human is foreign to me. If nothing human is foreign to us, then that emotional pain, the emotional suffering, is part of life. It's an aspect of life. It gets us to the other side. So again, here's Rumi in the depth of his pain. I planted roses, but without you, they were thorns. I hatched peacock eggs. Snakes were inside. Played the harp, sour music. I went to the eighth heaven. It was the lowest hell. I say what I think I should do. You say die. I say my lamp's oil has turned to water. You say die. I say I burnt like a moth in the candle of your face. You say die. Eyes. You say keep them open. Liver. You say keep it working. I mention the heart center. You ask what is there. Much love for you. Keep it to yourself. Seekers try to enter our ears. Don't prevent them. Don't hide your face. Don't let us be without music and wine. Don't let us breathe once without being where you are. Every poem that Rumi writes is some sort of love poem, even if it's a poem of anguish, to God. And here's a perfect example. If you guys go on YouTube and look for Coleman Barks reading this, and he has a small little symphony behind him as he reads. Absolutely beautiful. This is called Love Dogs. One night a man was crying, Allah, Allah. His lips grew sweet with praising, until a cynic said, so, I've heard you calling out, but have you ever gotten any response? The man had no answer to that. He quit praying and fell into a confused sleep. He dreamed he saw Kadir, the guide of souls, in a thick green foliage. Why did you stop praising? Because I've never heard anything back. This longing you express is the return message. The grief you cry out from draws you towards union. Your pure sadness of oneself is a secret cup. Listen to the moan of a dog for its master. That whining is the connection. There are love dogs no one knows the name of. Give your life to be one of them. The lines here have had a profound impact on my life. When we say, why did we stop praising God? Or why did we stop praying? Why did we stop trying to talk to the universe, to the infinite? And we say, well, I never heard anything back from my prayers were never answered or whatever. And as Rumi explains, the longing that you express is the return message. The grief that you cry out from is what draws you towards union. When you are grieving loss of a loved one, that draws you towards union with that loved one. Your pure sadness of oneself is the secret cup. Listen to the moan of a dog for its master. That whining is the connection. Because there are love dogs no one knows the name of. Give your life to be one of them. Hey, Songhill. Oh, the name of the YouTube channel? No, I don't know a specific channel, but if you just go to the search bar and search, I'll write it in the comment section. Type in Coleman Barks Love Dog. Love dogs. As a matter of fact, let me type it in the comment section real quick. And I would actually, if you have the time and you don't mind, sorry, my cat is saying hi. And if I don't say hi immediately, she sticks her claws in my legs until I do say hi in a high-pitched voice. How are you, Songhill? She's back. Now I got to say hi on the other side. I don't know why saying hi on this side is any better than saying hi on that side, but it needed to be done, obviously. Oops, 1 second, guys. So, hey, if you listen to this, let me know what you think. For me, it floored me. And again, I just absolutely love that. Northeast Stig says, "White kid has no troubleshooting. Has no troubleshooting. They don't understand. You know what the amazing thing? When you are a kid, a white kid, when you're a black kid, when you're a brown kid, you actually don't know at first that you are a white kid or a black kid or a brown kid. You just know that you are you. And even later, a couple years later, doesn't make a difference that you're a white kid or a black kid or a brown kid until someone tells you, hey, that's different. Anthony de Mello, the great Jesuit priest, tells a story that when we were kids, let's see, that's the link. Let me check it out. That is the link. I absolutely love it. Um, yeah, Anthony Mello tells a story that once when we were kids, children, and we would look up into the sky and we would see a magically winged, feathered creature, pure mystical experience flying through the sky. And our imagination would soar with the bird, and we never tired of that experience. Until one day, a well meaning adult, maybe a teacher, came along and said, "Oh, it's a sparrow," and walked away. Now it was given a name, it was given a label, and it was no longer as magical, no longer special, because we thought, oh, sparrow, I've seen those before. And we lost that magic. So the art of yoga, the art of meditation, the art of any spiritual practice is to be re-enchanted with that magic that we have. This is why Jesus said, be as little children. Hey, Bob. Bob, how are you? Jace waves Bob. Bob is going to sneak in a nap. Don't take it personal. Wanted to drop off a thumbs up first. Don't take it personal at all. Unless, did you mean that you're going to try to sneak in a nap and you put me on so that you would fall asleep during my live stream? Because I know you've done that before. I know other people have done that before, which is why eventually I'm going to get stickers made up that say I fell asleep in Yogi's live stream. I'll be honest. I have almost put myself to sleep during my live streams. Bob says, don't put words in my mouth. You're right. You're absolutely right. I was just making that little assumption. Hey, have you guys ever read Don Miguel Ruiz's book, The Four Agreements? Bob says, my streams are one step away from ASMR until something bites. And then all hell breaks loose. You see Bob spring into action. I love the Four Agreements. 4 simple little agreements you make with yourself. It's based upon Toltec wisdom. The Toltec tradition is the Mesoamerican native shamanistic practice. The Don Juan I forget his last name. Don Juan was the teacher to Carlos Castaneda. Was a Toltec seer, Seer, one who sees. As was Don Miguel, and his son actually. He offers 4 little things. It's funny with 4. I don't know if Squirrel Sniper is still here or not. He would point out the magic in that. 4 agreements we make with ourselves, no one else. Be impeccable with your word. Do not take anything personally. Do not make assumptions. Always do your best. That came to mind when Bob said, don't take it personally. By the way, I'm sure you guys will believe it. That big plate of food that Jace sent us that we watched. Here's my question. What's the matter with that 1p? Was that 1p just too much? Did you get to that point and think, nope, I don't even have enough room for 1 single p? That was a deal breaker. Not that huge, I believe that was 47 pounds of food on Jace's plate. So it wasn't, what did I say, 47? It wasn't 47. It wasn't 46.99999 pounds that was a deal breaker. It was that 1p. It was that 0.00001. That was just too much. And Jace said, nope, can't do it. So yeah, those are the 4 agreements. It's a very short book, but you literally could base your entire life philosophy on those 4 agreements. Be impeccable with your word, which is one of the 4 yamas from yoga, the ethical foundations. Don't take anything personally. Imagine if we really, really got that, how at peace you would be. You didn't take anything personally. This is why I don't care about trolls. I don't even like using that term so much, really. We just didn't take anything personally. How can I take something personal from someone I don't know? For some reason, people think it's this like great insult to come in and say something about being bald. But as I pointed out before, it is not a surprise for me that I am bald. I don't wake up each morning and see myself in the mirror completely shocked. Oh no, what's happening again? This right here, this is as bald as I'm ever going to be. It ain't going to get any worse. I'm okay with that. And like everything, it's a practice. So we take things personally and then we smile and we say, I'm taking things personally. Here's the only thing that takes something personally is the ego. Guess what? The ego is fictitious, doesn't exist. It's a thought identification guidance system. So if we know that the ego is fiction, if we don't fight it, if we don't try to transcend it, if we don't try to make it any different, we just know that it's not real. Then we know that it's the ego that's offended. And pure spirit, pure awareness can never be offended because pure awareness can only accept and accept and accept. And remember, pure awareness is synonymous with absolute love. You are pure awareness, which means that you are absolute love. The ego is a temporary appearance within that pure awareness. It comes and it goes, but awareness stays. Do not make assumptions was the 3rd, which ties into the ego again. Only the ego makes assumption. How often have we jumped to conclusions, jumped to those assumptions about others, about ourselves? I always do this. I always act this way. You always act this way. Every time you come here, you have something negative to say. As Katie Bryan, she's considered like a modern Buddha. not a modern Buddhist, but a modern Buddha. She has 4 questions that she'll ask. But the most important question is it true? Well, maybe. I think the first 3 are the greatest. Anything in your life, any thought that you have, any belief that you have, is it true? Can you absolutely know for certain that it's absolutely always true, 100% of the time? Has it ever been a time when it wasn't true? If you say, I always overreact, is that true? Always. Has it ever been a time when you didn't overreact? Just as an example. But here's one of the most important questions. Who would you be if you didn't have that thought of overreacting? If that thought was an impossibility, just never occurred, who would you be? Use that with any belief system that you have that you find limiting. Who would you be without that thought? You would be an impossibility for you to be limited by that in any way because it doesn't exist. And guess what? It's just a thought, and a thought isn't the thing itself. As they say in neuro-linguistic programming, the map is not the territory, or the menu is not the meal. Can you imagine going to a restaurant and looking at a menu and the server comes up and says, are you hungry? You ready to order? And you say, no, I just read the menu. I'm stuffed. I couldn't even eat a single pea. Maybe that's what happened with Jace. The menu is not the meal. The thought is not reality. It's a representation of reality. And it's a faulty representation because what we perceive isn't the actuality itself. That's liberation. Going back to what we were talking about with philosophy, I guess a few years ago, I got a little fed up with reading philosophy, reading books on enlightenment, reading all kinds of stuff. Hey, Walmart shopping cart, how are you? What's up? Nice to see you again. And it just became more important to let it all go and just simply be. Walmart says, I'm good. Great to hear it. Hey, Pokemon, nice to see you. I literally spent a lifetime chasing after what I thought would be enlightenment, or that this path would lead me towards enlightenment, that different states of meditation, all kinds of stuff. And I've had some wonderful experiences, but every experience is transitory. An experience isn't the thing itself. But here's what I discovered. Forgiveness is the thing. That kindness is the thing. Meaning that this is what I talk about with Toy Pops. Her and I talk about it all the time. The thing is the thing. Do you want the benefits of forgiveness? Forgive. Don't worry about what comes after. Forgive. Life will always give you something to forgive. And remember, forgiveness, one of my favorite. Hey, Michael. One of my favorite quotes on forgiveness is giving up the possibility of a better yesterday, of a better past. It has been a while. Grandpa Snipper says, greetings to Michael. We're actually going to wrap things up in just a minute. It has been a little over an hour. Appreciate you guys hanging with me. I'll be back in about 3 hours, actually. So, yeah, my own spiritual practice, of course, I meditate every morning. I do breath work 3 times a day and therapeutically as needed. And my yoga asanas twice a day. Getting out in nature is part of my spiritual practice. Writing every day is part of my spiritual practice. but it's been streamlined. All those are beneficial, but the actual practice is forgiveness and being kind, making it about them. Here's the reason why you make it about them is because it bypasses the ego. There's a whole lot of times when you don't want to make it about them. You want to make it about yourself, which isn't bad. Doesn't mean making it about them doesn't mean not taking care of yourself, but it means when you make it about them, you are taking that quantum leap away from ego into pure spirit. You see what Ramana Maharshi meant when he was asked, how do we treat others? And he said, there are no others. Semper says to Northeast Stig, please be respectful and you'll be welcome. Michael says, I lost your contact information. My phone was stolen. That's why. Did you get your, you got another phone? I should still have you as a contact in Instagram. I'll look for you. All right, so guys, I think I'm going to wrap things up. Thank you all so much for your kindness today. Jace and Chris, Food from Afar, Martine, thank you so much. Let's see. We got some jewel set from Eric Lapointe. Thanks, Eric. It's nice seeing you and Jace. Hey, Eric Lapointe, I was thinking about you. And when I was watching you do burpees, have you ever done a busy dad routine? Have you ever tried to see what you can do in 20 minutes on Navy SEALs or 6 counts? I get the feeling that you might surprise yourself. Eric says, no, not yet. They're not fun. Those sessions aren't fun at all. Because obviously to get the most numbers, you need to keep your rests to a minimum. But, and Duncan Walsh agrees with this, every once in a while, maybe even once a week, maybe even twice a week, depends on who you ask. I think Duncan might say twice a week. For me, I think once a week would be enough. Get that all out session in, getting your heart rate up to max level. The benefits are pretty incredible. Eric Point says, not sound fun. No, it does not. Not fun sounds fun. Yeah. You know what's bad when the busy dad himself, Max, he would have nightmares about sessions coming up, chasing reps, chasing numbers. I should probably do once a week busy dad session, alternating weeks of Navy SEALs one day or 1 week and 6 count the other. Maybe I will. Got to do it on a, it would have to be on a recovery day, which means it's not a whole lot of recovery. Jay says Eric Bro and gets a salute from Eric Lapointe. You guys look good with your reps today. Some of the smoothest reps out there for sure. All right, guys. Oh, Chris says just subbed Eric Point. Nice. Jay says nasal breathing, busy dad session. You say, okay. That's stepping it up. My last, I lost about when I was doing the nasal breathing, busy dad. I lost about 5 or 6 reps. I started gaining them back.
Still going.
Hey, I have a question for you. I don't know if you
7.
heard me. What was the matter with that 1p that you left on your plate? One single p.
Have you not heard the proverb?
I
Don't spend your last. Don't spend your last penny. 1p. Don't spend your last penny.
Gotcha.
No,
Gotcha.
I actually dropped it. I dropped that one.
Oh, okay.
So, it was like, and it lasted. It was on the table for more than 3 seconds. Otherwise, it would have got sucked back up.
I was gonna ask. Did it get the 3 second? Some have the 5 second rule.
Did you just see that big ding then?
Yep.
Yeah, the car's still. I'm in the car.
Ah.
It just powered off. Just
Cool.
about to get Zena some dinner. She's run out of food.
Did
But yes,
you have another session?
maybe.
I'll be on the lookout.
Hopefully. I haven't heard from Stuart. He hasn't messaged me. He's vanished.
He'll be
But
better.
yes, if I don't have another session, I'll just relax this evening. I have plans
Right.
tomorrow. Fingers crossed. If everything goes according to plans, I'll be with Skits tomorrow.
Oh wow.
So I'm planning to. And Zena gets her first trip to the beach.
Nice.
Hello, Sam. Sam and cheese.
Hey Sam.
Nature. Do you not realise that we are brothers? That's my brother. That guy over there. The one that has that the balding head with the glasses and the great beard. That's my brother.
Older brother. Much older brother.
So Smallface, he reported back that he was good. He was okay with his session, apart from his pelvis. But we've worked out that he's got flat feet.
Ah.
He's got no arch support in his feet, which obviously means that his legs are working differently to keep him stable, which puts extra pressure onto his pelvis. So I've said to him that I will buy him some Solbophanes, which are what we used to use in the army. They're a real high quality insole for your shoes, and they've got great arch support. I've got his address, so I'm going to send a set of those to Sweden, and hopefully that's my good deed then. Hello, Mark. Hope you're well, brother. Welcome in, Michael. Oh yeah.
Michael says, "Bro, Eric, is that your true big brother? Your true brother? He's
Little brother.
Brother of the heart.
I'm the little brother.
I don't know. Younger brother.
I'm the one that's ripped up.
But you're putting on some size though.
Yes, I've noticed it's you're not the first person to say that. My chest, my arms, everything I seem to be getting bigger, but my weight hasn't increased.
That's good though. I mean, do you want to put on weight or?
Yeah, I want to get up to 180 pounds. I want to be like, I want to meet the point on his way down as I'm on my way up. Tomorrow, just before we go any further, would you like to go for a busy dad session? Doing nasals?
Maybe.
Have a think about it. It's no pressure.
Right.
Obviously, because that's a push session.
That's
a let's go session. We're comfortable doing they're not steady sessions. They're still hard work. But yeah, we're comfortable doing those. As you guys and girls will start to realise now, I might be quite fit for a 50-year-old, but I always know there's guys out there that are a lot fitter, a lot more capable. So whoever we work with, we always have to be mindful that it's a team effort. We're sharing something at the same time. We're embracing the joys of getting them endorphins released, and we're working in unison. And it makes such a big, massive difference. And I explained that to Eric earlier when I was on his stream. Obviously, I've been asking to work with Eric and Reaper, and Reaper's got this thing in his mind that I'm going to push him, or he's not going to look as good as what he does. He doesn't realise that Reaper's Reaper. He's earned his title, he's earned his name, he's nothing to worry about, and it's something that we've got to embrace and share together. It's not competition, and it's something that people always fall foul of. Oh, I can do this, I can do that. We can work together and enjoy it together. It's embracing that unity. It makes a big difference.
Agreed. From my own experience, you and I doing the past couple weeks, there's been no competition. You know what I mean? It,
There's been a little bit of mind play. I've seen you, Mr. Yogi, going slightly faster, knowing that the nasal breathing's your cup of tea and you're well versed at it. Trying to see if Jace would struggle, as you see.
it's more wondering, is Jace going to leave me behind? Should I step it up a bit, or am I going to get left in the dust? It's basically.
I am really waiting. I'm waiting for that challenge to come. Silly, yes, brother. I'm waiting for that time where I think there's only really Leo at the moment when it comes to speed wise, body weight exercises, burpees especially. I think there's only really Leo out there that's going to push me to anywhere near my limit at the moment.
Have you tried a Bitchy Dad session?
I've done a few.
It's interesting that to see where we are. I think that is the best way, because it's always, like you and I. We'll get 25 reps. We'll take a break. 25 reps. Take a break. Do some pull-ups. We could do that all day if we wanted to.
Yep.
We could do that for 5 hours if we wanted to.
I've reached out to Silly Dad several times. Unfortunately, I never ever had a reply. It sort of like left me with that impression of, okay, you might have a few thousand subs, you might be well educated, you might be a fit, healthy guy, but if you haven't got that little bit of respect that you can reply to people, I tend not to advocate those people. If you understand where I'm coming from,
I do.
It's a shame because the guy is he's another legend in his own right, and he's got himself a good shape.
Yep. He was a powerlifter before this, so he had a lot of muscle before. So a lot of people think if I do, Joshua, my friend, thank you so much.
This is the amazing energetic Joshua.
A lot of people that he think that maybe he got built that way just through the Busy Dad program, and he maintains his physique that way. But again, he had a lot of muscle before. Every once in a great while, he'll pop in the live stream to say hi.
Daisy.
If he does, I'll mention that you've reached out a few times.
Yeah,
or you might see me at some time.
I'd like to bridge that gap and obviously make some sort of connection. It'd be interesting to see. We're of a similar age. Eric Lapointe with the dummies up bees. So obviously you were going to go 5 minutes ago. It's it's been 8 minutes and 35 seconds. 5 minutes, oh dear. But as you say, there's always much more love, much more kindness. And did you reach your target? Did you get the 10?
I don't know what I got. I got 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Okay.
Which is awesome.
I was going to do the whole 10. Next time, you will get the whole 10.
I appreciate that. As I mentioned before, literally puts food on my table. It's much appreciated. It is, to me, gift of love, and I don't take any of it for granted. I appreciate it. At the same time, every time you come in here, and every time everyone here comes in, they're bringing a gift of their attention, the gift of the kindness just to spend some time with me.
Right.
I
We
don't
have
take
to
that for
remember that thing that we have in our heart, that love, that kindness, it's in abundance. Not only is it in abundance, but it's totally free. That's why we should use it as much as possible. It puts the smile on our face. It puts that little warm buzz in our heart. And that's what it's all about. It's about sharing and caring. Kindness and unity. It's what we do. It's who we are. We just got to keep being ourselves. Keep doing what we do. Keep being what we are. Right, and with that, I'm going to go and get Xena some dog food. 10 minutes and 10 seconds. I apologise for my overrun. But
That's okay.
yes, been a good day. As I always say to you, keep smiling, keep positive, and if you need to, give us a little call.
Appreciate that.
Much love, sir. Much love.
Salute, my friend.
See you soon.
Yep.
Bye.
Our friend Jace. Always a positive message. Always spreading out love. Always offering kindness to everyone. This is why Jason and I talk about brothers of the heart. That's not why we look alike. Sam and Cheese, I saw you come in and that you are big up. Nice name change. How are you, my friend? So it's Big Up Boris, who is partners with our friend Follow Me Global, by the way. Hey, Gravity. I wanted to get to Dale's question before we ended up. I have a different question, if it's okay. Former bodybuilder Mike Mentzer once said you can train hard, you can train long, but you can't do both. Do you agree? If that's the case in weight training, depends on your goal. Depends on your goal. If maybe for bodybuilding, but if you watch a powerlifter train and they get a lot of volume, they're not going to get anything out of one set, Metzer style. Powerlifting, you need volume over time. You need to build your ligaments, your tendons, as much as you need to build the muscle, as well as working on your form. Bench press is an art form. Squat is an art form, as is deadlift. So you got to get that technique down as well. So for what Mensa was saying for bodybuilding, maybe, but for overall training, no. That I don't agree with. Joshua says, I appreciate you all. We appreciate you too, Joshua. I'm happy to be part of your community, my friend. Bill says, great wisdom from Jason Eric. Let's see. Michael says, Bill Eric and his brother should reach out to me on my mail. Don't get to do that, my friend. I'll look for you again on Instagram. I should have your contact. Swampe says, Leo's live, killing his workout. Sorry, I'm back. I'm going to check him out. We're going to wrap things up. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you for your gifts. Much appreciated. Joshua says, thanks, Yogi. I'm happy to be part of yours as well. It's an honor. Truly, an honor to have you here, Joshua. Small Face is sending some love to Joshua. Hey, Daisy. Daisy says, take care, my friend. I was mentioning you earlier, Daisy. Sorry, I fell behind just a bit in the conversation, guys. Wanted to skim through to make sure I didn't miss anyone. Phil says, thanks for answering. You're welcome. Guys, I'll be uploading an insane short video in a few minutes. I will be on the lookout. Short video. I knew that. I don't know why I read it that way. I just brought your channel up, so I'll be on the lookout for it. All right, guys, I'll be back. later this evening, 2.5 hours, 3 hours. If you're around and you're bored, come on by and hang out. It'll be much appreciated. Hopefully we can make it worth your while. Maybe we'll do some more reading, maybe some more Rumi, or whatever. You know, if there's something you want me to look up and read that is meaningful for you, bring it and we'll read it and we'll explore it together. Maybe I'll read some of my own writing. We'll dive into the blog and see what comes up. It dates all the way back. This particular blog dates all the way back to 2009, I believe. Phil says, I believe Metzer was an intelligent guy, but he liked philosophy. He liked philosophy, but his training wasn't for everyone. Yeah, I agree. I always liked Mike Metzer. I always liked I have done that heavy duty training before, as well as, he got it from Arthur Jones, the inventor of Nautilus. But, hey, look at some of the other great bodybuilders out there who had the exact opposite. Arnold, for one. Softface says, Joshua, I'll see it. Gravity says, great stream. Yogi, salute. Salute to you, Gravity. Thank you so much. Appreciate you hanging out. Joshua says, small face, you will laugh. No doubt. Gravity says, small face, this is the one that trains with Jace. Is you? It is. It's him. Joshua says, yes, if you like candy. Small face says, yes. Michael says, okay, friend. I will also be here with my friends also to watch the video when you drop the link. We'll upload in 10 seconds. All right, so guys, let's go ahead and end this live stream, and I will see you over in the short video from our friend Joshua. Thanks, guys. I will see everyone later. Take care. Uploading now. I'm on my way. See you guys there. Take care, guys.